Today at New York Comic-Con, fans of the Avatar franchise just got hit with a surprise. Avatar Legends: The Fighting Game has officially been announced. We got our first glimpse from a trailer showcasing early gameplay and the elemental combat in action the franchise is known for in fighting game form. While this concept sounds amazing for a video game in the franchise, I've got some concerns after that first look. In this video, I'm breaking down everything we know so far from the character reveals and who is making the game, which is where the red flags stem from that could make or break what we see from it on release. In general, it's been an interesting weekend for the Avatar franchise at this year's New York Comic-Con, where it gave us multiple different reveals for merchandising, books, games, and even bringing back the original voice actors along with original creator Brian Konietzko to a special 20th anniversary panel for people to come out and see. Overall, it was a bit disappointing on some of the reveals, depending on how you feel regarding some of the things that were revealed, like some of the merchandising, the toys, the novelization reveals, which didn't seem all that compelling, and you can see here on screen some of the photos that were documented by my fellow Avatar YouTube channels, Airspeed Prime and The Avatarist, who were able to make it to the con and be present in person to spread the news. So yeah, not much in the news department came from those first couple of days for some of the Avatar panels, and today, with the final Sunday panel, no new news for the upcoming Aang movie or Seven Haven show were revealed. Seems to be a common occurrence with a lot of these kinds of events, which, I won't lie, is definitely getting annoying because I feel like we should be getting stuff at this point in the marketing department for these upcoming projects, but I digress. However, we did get one major reveal. Today, during the final panel, for the first time, they revealed footage for a brand new Avatar fighting game that I believe at one point was already announced, but we didn't have a full-on idea as to when it would be coming or if it would be getting a reveal at this panel this weekend. The people who attended the panel were dropped right into seeing this as a surprise, and thankfully, we had my good friend the Avatarist there to promote it online and talk about the details. Some news outlets also picked it up, and with that comes some interesting details that I want to discuss. This comes from Quentin O'Connor at The Gamer, who says, "Benders of all stripes got a lovely surprise today with the NYCC announcement of Avatar Legends: The Fighting Game coming summer 2026 for basically everything: PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, Nintendo Switch 2, and PC via Steam. Developed by Gameplay Group International, Avatar Legends: The Fighting Game will include a 12-character launch roster, a dedicated single-player campaign, and best-in-class netcode with cross-play functionality. Avatar Legends: The Fighting Game is a fighter rooted into the spirit of elemental mastery. Designed for both newcomers and veterans, it channels the energy of classic fighting games while breaking new ground in movement style and combat expression. Built with a focus on fluidity, responsiveness, and online integrity, the game invites players to discover what it truly means to fight with purpose. Hand-drawn in 2D, it is crafted to preserve the style and expressive animation of the original series. Key features include a roster of 12 playable characters with the promise of more via a season model, a unique flow system with what the publisher is labeling as movement-centric gameplay, and most agonizingly, for folks like me, a single-player campaign with a brand new narrative attached. Whether the narrative is any good, well, who's to say, but I always appreciate studios who give such things a try. So listen, I am not a fighting game gamer. That genre of video games is not one that I've ever really played or have been invested in, so I will leave a majority of the hype and anticipation for the game to the true fighting game fans out there who play many of the great titles that we've gotten over the years. I know that genre of video game has a very strong fan base to it, so there's a potential possibility that Avatar could get the love from those people. I wonder if there is a good chance you'll see a breakdown of this footage from a guy like Maximilian Dude, who is probably the ultimate fighting game YouTuber out there, so be on the lookout if he posts something about it. The idea of a game like this having a single-player campaign is also interesting, and I wonder if the story is going to be all made up and solely just for this game without tying it out to the rest of the canon timeline. My best guess is that it could be similar to something like Mortal Kombat. I know those games have a single-player story mode in a lot of them, so to any Mortal Kombat fans watching, do you think it'll be similar to that? Be sure to let me know. Now, with that all being said, I do have some concerns. So you just read that there are going to be 12 characters on launch. Who of all those 12 will be there on launch hasn't been revealed yet, but I think the idea in mind is that they will be names that we know the best. People like Aang, Zuko, Sokka, Katara, Toph, Iroh, Azula, Ozai, and then Korra as well to bring in someone from the other show, as you see that a lot of the gameplay is her fighting Aang. I do think this is a little bit of a limited slate of characters to launch with, given that there are plenty in the universe that we know of in name that could be used to launch launch the game when it comes out. It says that they promised to bring more in by a season model, and the hope from that is that it's not all paid off by a wall that you need to spend money on. Personally speaking, I just think that you should have everybody there on day one instead of having people wait for it. More than ever in today's day and age, you have to make a good impression with how much you put into a game when it finally comes out. I can't tell you guys how many video games have suffered from that in recent years. I mean, just take a look at Halo Infinite. It barely launched with any of the core modes and systems that the Halo franchise is known for, and it flopped so quickly and people stopped playing. I'm hoping that that's not the case here for this fighting game. On top of that, I'm not all that impressed with the way the game looks and the graphics visually. Given I'm not a fighting game person, I could be off when I say this, but the graphics and visuals look like it's a mobile fighting game instead of a console and PC based one. I get that this game is not coming out until next summer, a full year away, but that's just something that I picked up on when I kept watching it. I've seen so many other fighting games look a lot better than this, is what I'm trying to say. My other big concern is the studio, because apparently fighting games in the Avatar world have been cancelled in recent years, and it seems like they gave it to another studio to work on, which is the one that we are talking about today, called Gameplay Group International. If you go on their website, you'll see that they've only done 3 games, including this one. I don't know if that's necessarily giving me a lot of confidence that they can pull this off, and video games in the Avatar franchise have never really been a strong point of content for people to consume, so the hope here is that they can find a way to pull something off that will make people come in droves to play. My best takeaway from watching this is that I think the game looks really cool, and I like what I'm seeing from the gameplay of some of these characters, but I do think from an outside perspective, I need to see more, and I'm sure we will in the coming year as we lead up to next summer. And with that being said, I'm going to end the video there. Make sure to go on Twitter and give Airspeed Prime and the Avatarist a follow if you want to learn more when new stuff drops. What do you all think about this new game and my analysis of it? Also, what would you like to see in a fighting game in this universe, whether it's a game feature or a character in any one of the shows or expanded lore? Drop a comment and let me know. If you did enjoy the video and want to see more, be sure to drop it a like, and if you are new to this channel, subscribe and turn on that notification bell. Thank you all for stopping by Uncle Iroh's Tea Shop. I hope everyone here has a wonderful rest of the day, and I will see you all soon for more Avatar.